Watch this IELTS speaking section interview with Anthony from Poland to learn and understand the minimum English requirement for university and immigration. I will explain the do's and don'ts based on his performance. Now watch and learn. Welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian.
Hello.
I will be your examiner for this part of the test. And I'm recording this for marking purposes. We are conducting this exam in Warsaw. The time right now is 14 o'clock. This is candidate number 9543772 and examiner number 9851. We shall now begin. May I see your identification? Can you please just show me the page with the credentials?
Yes, here is my passport that I used a few weeks ago to register for this test.
What is your full name?
My name is Antony Filip Nowak. You can call me just by my first name, Antony.
Okay, Anthony, for part one, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better, and some questions on a general topic. Where do you live?
I live in Warsaw, which is a capital of Poland, in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house.
Do you work or study?
Currently, I'm working as a master carpenter. I build homes and furnitures, and also I'm studying IELTS to get a better score that I can immigrate to Canada or USA in the future.
Let's talk about the environment. How often do you go to a park or a forest?
As a carpenter, I feel close connection to the nature, and usually I am in a park about 4 or 5 times per month with my family, or even, by myself.
What is your favorite part of nature?
I enjoy the simplicity of nature. When I am out of hike, I enjoy the trees, the animals, fresh air. This gives me a sense of peace.
What do you do to protect the environment?
I always do my best. I recycle. I compost. I even pick up recyclables when I am out and about.
Have you done any volunteering to help restore nature?
Yes, I have. Every year I spend hours to picking up the garbage along the banks of the Vistula River.
If you could change one part of society to help the environment, what would you change and why?
Great question. I would completely ban use the plastic for unnecessary packaging. Society is trying to do this, but it's still too slow. It's way too much plastic using for toys, for food production. This products a lot of pollution.
That is the end of part one. We will now continue with part two. Anthony, for part one speaking, would score a band 5, which is considered a modest user of the English language. However, this is not enough for most university and immigration applications. You need at least a 6.5, especially in the speaking. According to the official IELTS marking criteria, they are grading the speaking based on fluency and coherence, grammatical range and accuracy, vocabulary, and pronunciation. For these, Anthony would score a 5 because his speech is not clearly fluent. He often takes awkward pauses and stops speaking to think about vocabulary and grammar, At times, he repeats himself to continue his speech. This is the Band 5 level. So, how can you improve? What can you do? Well, of course, practice is key. You can do this in our live classes. In addition, having good strategy is important. Rather than repeating information, it's a good idea to think about explanations and examples. As soon as you feel yourself getting stuck for ideas or vocabulary, use the word because or consequently, therefore, and give a reason for your ideas. In addition to fluency, Anthony makes numerous mistakes with grammar and pronunciation. When he says the phrase, when I am out of hiking, instead of saying when I am out for a hike, or when he says currently working, strong R sounds, which would be much smoother in English, currently working. You must make sure to work on all of the different features of speech for your upcoming IELTS exam. Although pronunciation is not extremely important, you do want to approximate some form of native English. It doesn't matter if it's British or American, just choose one and copy it as closely as possible. You can do this by listening to your favorite TV actors, actresses, or podcasts, and just repeating sentences. If it feels a bit awkward, you're on the right track. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these. Think about your answers. You can take notes in the 1 minute time if you wish. You have your pencil and paper over there. And then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. Please do not touch the question paper. Talk about a piece of equipment that was broken and you got repaired. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Around 3 months ago, my work car just broke. As a carpenter, I have a red Renault van. What I'm using to carry tools and building materials. On that Monday morning, my work van just wouldn't start up. And I was checked the battery, and battery is okay. The car just made the click, so I knew it's an alternator or something different. As I am not mechanic, I had to call my friend, good friend who has a own car shop. And after 1 hour, he came with his towing truck and took my vehicle to his shop to repair my van. After 2 days, he called me the car is fixed, and I just came to his shop to pay him and pick up my car. And I paid him for this service about 1,000 zloty. It was included the parts and labor. I was happy that he helped out so quick, because I need my van to make money. But on the other side, I was a little bit frustrated because I had to reschedule a few customers.
Your time is up. I will stop you there. Can you please put the note paper to the side and the pencil as well? I will now take back the questions and we will continue with part 3. In part 2, Anthony continues to maintain a band 5 modest level of English. His grammatical mistakes, his fluency, and his word choice accuracy stays consistent. However, he needs to improve on these to reach that band 6 and higher. Take, for example, when he says, "My car broke," instead of saying, "My car broke down." My car broke is understandable, but broke down is the natural English. Then he says, "I was checked the battery," instead of correctly saying, "I checked the battery." This double use of the past tense, was checked, is a simple mistake considered to be made by those at the band 5 level. In addition, he repeats himself when he says, "It was 2 days, it was 2 days," in order to think of more information. Rather than repeating yourself in part 2 when you get stuck, an important tip is to check your notes and to check the questions. It's absolutely okay to do this. Don't get stuck on the same ideas. In part 2, continuously focus on providing the examiner with new information. For this, visualize what you are saying. Through practice, you can master giving novel information and speaking fluently for that full 90 to 120 seconds. Now, let's continue. For this part, I will ask you some questions related to the response and some questions on this topic. What did you do for your friend to thank him for helping you in this situation?
As I said, I was happy that he helped me so quick in my needs, and I invited him and his whole family to barbecue at our house.
Let's talk about breaking and repairs. What are some objects that often break and need to be repaired?
Besides our cars, people breaks also chairs, windows. As a carpenter, I know it because I'm repairing this one very often.
How can people avoid breaking these objects?
People can avoid to breaking things by doing regular maintenance, being more careful.
There are some objects that people just throw away once they're damaged. What kinds of items are often discarded when they have broken, and why?
The things what is not worth it to fix, as small things around the house like toys, plates. Usually we throw it away because it's not worth it of time to fix it. Or
if a person wants to repair an item on their own, what is a good way to do this?
Usually I'm repairing by myself, but before I'm starting to fix something, I'm checking the internet.
What should individuals be careful about when they're doing at-home repairs?
The people who's trying to fix or do repairs on sharp tools or power tools, they should pay attention to work gloves and goggles, and also what is most important, never try to fix the power tools when they are plugged in.
How has technology helped people and professionals in fixing broken items?
Tech has been very handy. In nowadays, people can fix some broken items quick and more precise.
Is technology always good to use when fixing something broken?
Most of the time is very handy, but I saw apprentice who's trying to do some framing work quickly, but it was poor results.
Many people feel that the cost of repairs has become much more expensive than in the past. Do you agree with this? Why or why not?
Yes, I agree 100%. In nowadays, many things are more difficult to repair, which people who fixing this, they need more training than before was. Now,
can you give some examples?
Just for example, the cars. A few decades ago, the cars was not the cars hadn't many small parts. There was not many electronics in the cars, and the cars were much more easy to fix than in nowadays.
That is the end of part 3. That concludes the speaking section of the exam. You will have your mark in 2 days online after you finish the other sections, and then you will have your official certificate in the mail in about 10 days. Goodbye. Don't forget your passport.
Thank you.
Anthony's score for part 3 is closer to a 4.5 or a 5 because he has difficulty answering some of these questions completely and stops halfway through his answers. You can avoid this by thinking of examples when you get stuck. Also, there are again numerous grammatical mistakes. Anthony does a good job at the beginning linking part 3 to part 2 when he says, besides our cars, people brakes. However, it should be people break and not brakes when answering the question about what are some objects that people commonly break. Another mistake or another difficulty with part 3 is that Anthony lacks some vocabulary. And this is noticeable by his frequent use of the word things. Watch part 3 again and count how many times Anthony uses the word things. Think about words that can replace the word things to make the vocabulary a higher level and increase that lexical resource mark. It's this combination of grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and fluency that have to be mastered in order to get that band 6.5 or more. And it is possible as long as you practice, identify your mistakes, get feedback, and don't always look at new questions. Repeat old questions and give better answers. Good luck the next time you sit your IELTS exam. Get over 100 video lessons for all sections of the IELTS, as well as original practice exams, a fully interactive course, and an app for your phone. Visit and join our premium IELTS package at aehelp.com. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We are a British Council partner, IDP affiliate, an official IELTS test registration center, and I'm a certified British Council agent. Begin learning for success today. Subscribe to our channel. Click over here. Watch another video? Click right up here. And join our premium package. Click on our hero to practice your speaking, get videos, exams, and an interactive course.